Joining us from Washington now is criminal profiler Pat Brown. Pat, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jeff.
So all the focus seems to be on Josh Powell. That is obvious. What are the biggest problems police are facing right now?
Well, first of all, I want to say why all the focus is on Josh Powell, because he put it there. If he really was worried about where his beloved wife went off to, or if he was wanting the police to search for her, to search for someone who took her, he would be very forthcoming with them. He would do everything he could, because after all, he knows there'd be no evidence against him in the house, no evidence in his van. No matter where he went with those children in the middle of the night, there'd be nothing against him, and he'd want them to find his wife. So he himself has put all the focus on him, so he has no one to blame but
Okay,
Josh
so
Powell.
let me ask you, so we saw him kind of this bizarre scene at this vigil over the weekend for his missing wife. He went there, but he didn't say anything. He didn't talk to the family. Why would he go to that?
I know it's interesting when you have a person who may have a personality disorder. They don't necessarily understand how they should behave, what they should say. So he might have gone there because he got some idea in his head that, oh yeah, I should show up, that'll make me look good. It doesn't matter to him, apparently it doesn't make him look good that he hasn't looked for his wife, that he hasn't helped anybody out, that he gives these bizarre stories. That apparently doesn't occur to him.
So if you're in the police's position right now, where do you go with this? Is there, he says he took his sons camping in these sub-freezing temperatures, which seems hard to believe on its face.
Yeah,
at what point can police just discount that and say, you know what, we don't think that happened. We need to figure out exactly what did happen. When do they just eliminate that possibility?
Well, I think they eliminated that the first night when they had him in the interrogation room. He knows he's a suspect, even if the police are not saying he is one. He knows he is, because they were probably all over him saying, Josh, it's the stupidest story we have ever heard. Your wife is not going to let you do that. So we're just not hearing what they did when they were in that room. But he went somewhere that night, and they're going to try to, if they can, figure out what direction he might have really gone in, and hopefully come across some evidence, which unfortunately would be the body of Susan. And they're also going to go in that house. They've been all over that, trying to find evidence where that wet stain was. I mean, something happened that required somebody to do some real deep cleaning of that rug, and that would mean to me some blood evidence. So that's what they're hoping to get, is blood evidence, so that at least proves something happened in the house.
Right, and quickly here, Pat, that evidence, speaking of it, how quickly might they get results back from the crime lab, and what will those results tell them?
Well, it all depends on the crime lab that they're dealing with, so I really don't know their schedule on that. But they have to come up with enough blood evidence to at least prove something happened. And so somebody can't just say, well, she had a bloody nose and there's one drop on the rug, and that's not proving anything. They're looking for a little bit more than that. And that little trip he took, that 300 miles, people are asking, why did he do that? Well, maybe he was trying to run for the border, or maybe he was just disturbed, or maybe he went back to the scene. Because sometimes, you know how when you leave your iron on you think you left your iron on at home and you run back to see if it's on? Well, that happens with crime scenes as well. Right. Sometimes a person will go back to see if they covered everything up well.
Pat, real quickly, in 5 seconds, how quickly does this case get resolved? When is an arrest made?
I don't think it's going to be that quick. I think they really have to get all the ducks in a row, because they don't want to go to court with just a totally circumstantial case.
All right, Pat Brown from Washington. Pat, thanks so much.
Thanks.